I told you. I told you. Yeah, Santa people. Okay, so we're back on Firefly. This is episode 4. It is called Shindig. Okay, so here's the thing. So I've watched episodes up to 3 now, episodes 1, 2, and 3. And in the first reaction video, I said that, Captain Malcolm something or other, was it Reynolds? Malcolm Reynolds. I said like he's kind of a prick. I still feel like he's kind of a prick. But I guess in the last couple of episodes, it kind of shows that, he's a prick with a heart. You know what I mean? He's kind of got a good side to him too. He's not all prick. Maybe he has he pretends to be a prick, but deep down he's a good guy. Maybe he's that kind of guy. The type of guy who is an arsehole because he feels like he has to be an arsehole, but deep down he wants to do the right thing. That's the kind of impression I'm getting from him. I mean, he's still a prick. Let's be clear on that fact. He's still a prick. But I guess he's got a good side to him as well. I still feel like Jane is the best character though. I feel like they need to let Jane loose, because Jane's a badass. Jane's just you know what I mean? I feel like there's an episode called Janestown. I think that's episode 7 coming up. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I feel like they need to let Jane loose. Let Jane do what Jane does, because Jane is a badass. And I do have some thoughts about the character Inara, but you know what? Let me come back to that, because I don't want this introduction to be too long. I've got some things to say about Inara, but let me come back to that. But anyway, this episode is called Shindig. So let's dig into the shin. Press play. See what they gotta say. Alright, let's see.
Hey. Wait.
We've got fake balls in the future.
There's a chance you might want to head back to the ship.
I'm alright. This is entertaining, actually.
Inara likes watching men put balls in holes. Alright. Alright.
Way. Good drinker, that one.
Alright, here we go.
Lovely place, I'll tell my friends.
Raw. Man got dashed. Inara the prostitute is played by Marina Baccarin, which is very appropriate because as a prostitute, you give her some money and she'll take you to a corner that you can back her in.
How'd you get land crazy that long in port?
Problem.
Also, her name is Inara, which is also appropriate because as a prostitute, you give her some money and she'll let you put it in Ara.
Atherton, how wonderful to see you.
Well, those all her clients.
I was extra appealing. Certain offer I'm still waiting to hear about.
Okay, this might explain a few things actually.
Yes, I imagine there is.
I don't suppose you'd find it up the standards of your outings. More conversation and somewhat less petty theft and getting hit with pool cues.
Alright, so yeah, I think that just explained a few things, because what I was wondering about the character Inara is how she makes her money, because it doesn't seem like she can make a good living being a companion on this ship. But I guess they just kind of explain that apparently she has clients that pay a lot of money. Okay, cool. But I see what they're going with though with their characters, that she's kind of like a cross between, like a high class escort and a cheap whore. And I guess in the future, where there's a setting, prostitution is considered a more, respectable career choice. Okay, I get that she has these clients that pay a lot of money. I can understand it now. That's how she can get by. But even still, it's like she's flying around on this ship. Wouldn't it make more sense for her to be in one place rather than flying around with these bozos? You know what I mean? Because okay, she's going to see this guy, but what happens when they fly to another planet where they don't have the rich guys? That she doesn't get to tell them where to go. So she might go to a planet where they got the rich clients. She might not. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I don't know. It feels like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, it doesn't quite make a lot of sense, because she's on this ship as a companion. And, what are her options? Her regular options, I should say. There's a married couple. They ain't going to do nothing with her. The preacher, he's probably not going to, well, probably, but you never know. He's probably not going to do nothing with her. Then you got the doctor. And by the way, that doctor, I know he's supposed to be a good guy, but I don't trust him. He's creepy. I don't care. He's creepy. I said it before, he was a bit dodgy in the first episode. And even though they've explained his actions, whatever, I still feel like he's a bit dodgy. I mean, he rescued his sister from the Alliance. Okay. But then why was she naked in that box? She was naked in a box that he put her to sleep in. I mean, I've seen enough sci-fi to know that you don't have to be naked to go into cryostasis. Like, you can be fully clothed. So I don't know if the Alliance stripped her naked and he was just like, oh, get in a box. Or he took her clothes off and then made her get in a box. I don't know. Either way, I feel like, you know, that's your little sister. You got time to put her put some clothes on, or at least put her like a potato sack or something. Like, she didn't have to be naked. Anyway, he put her in a box. So that means he had to have his hands on his naked little sister, putting her in a box. That's at least a few titty and arse grabs. You know what I mean? So no, I don't trust that guy. I don't trust that guy. I feel like he's more interested in trying to bang his own sister than do anything with the companion. Like, I don't trust that guy. What's the sister's name? River? She's probably like, oh, I don't want to take all my clothes off. And he was like, oh no, I incest. But anyway, I don't trust that guy. Like, I'm saying it now. Maybe he turns out to be a good guy. There's only, 10 episodes left or whatever. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's supposed to be a good guy. I'm just saying, I don't trust him. I think he's a creep. Okay. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about that doctor. What's I say again? Oh yeah, so yeah, he's not really much of an option to make money from. And who else is left? You got the captain, and you know he's not paying for Poontang. Like, she rents a cabin on his ship. Captain's not paying for Poontang. Like, he's like, rents a cabin on my ship. Why am I paying? He's getting freebies all day, right? So, you know what I mean? He's not paying for nothing. So really, the only people she can make money from on a regular basis is Jane and Kaylee, right? And I know Kaylee fancies the doctor, but let's be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. So Kaylee's got to go get a jolly somewhere else. And of course, the companion's just right there. And then Jane, you know, he was in Nam back in the day. If you know what I'm talking about, put in the comments. So he ain't got no problem paying for Poontang. But I don't feel like Jane is the type. I mean, I think he's the type to do it. I don't think he's the type to do it on a regular basis. He come across to me as like the type to maybe do it once every, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or something like that. He might pay for a companion every few months. And apparently she charges a lot. He's definitely not doing it that much, because I don't think these guys are supposed to be rich. I feel like these guys are supposed to be poor, I think, like the way they kind of steal and stuff. So none of them could probably afford it that often, which means probably none of them are doing it that often, really. Like Jane and Kaylee, they're probably like maybe doing it. They're saving up all their money and getting a companionship maybe once a year with a wait. I mean, I don't know what they're getting paid, but they come across as being poor is what I'm saying. So whatever they're getting paid, they probably can't afford it too many times. So in that case, it's like how you're making money. And apparently she makes some money, like they just said, she's got these rich clients. But then again, it's like, how often is that? So unless she's charging like ridiculous amounts of money from each client to the point where she don't have to worry about her next companionship for a while, then yeah, I'm not sure this arrangement really works for her. It feels like she'd be better off being more stationary than flying around with a bunch of space pirates to planets that are terraformed, that apparently some of them don't even have healthy people because the terraforming doesn't always work so well. I'm just saying, yeah, she's better off being more stationary in a planet where they have more rich people, it seems. But anyway, that's what I got to say about that.
What am I looking at? The girls or the clothes?
The girls? The clothes, please.
The only place I've seen something so nice as some of the things Inara has.
Oh yeah, Kaylee was definitely banging
Use
Inara.
all that stuff.
This is 2002, so I know that they're going to show the lesbian sex on TV. Well, actually, did they show lesbian sex on TV in 2002? They might have. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Not a whole lot. They're not going to show any details anyway. But yeah, my guess is off camera, Kaylee and Inara are just like doing it all day. Like, they're just drinking from each other's furry cups all day. Actually, no, Kaylee's pouring it, so maybe not all day. Unless Inara's giving Kaylee freebies as well. I'm just saying, she might be giving her freebies.
Inara gets to wear whatever she wants.
What are you gonna do in that rig? Flounce around the engine room? Be like a sheep walking on its hind legs.
Yeah, he's a prick.
See you on the ship, Captain.
Is she mad or something?
Jane's got a girl's name and doesn't understand girls.
Of course, you couldn't buy an invite with a diamond the size of a testicle. I got my hands on a couple. Of invites. You want this meeting or not?
That took longer than it should have. I got it.
Roberta, it's been too long.
Not long enough. Air kisses are the things types of things you do to people you don't like.
Only half. I must be losing my undefinable allure.
Oh, it's not that undefinable. All of them wish they were in your bed.
I mean, I know she's a companion, and companionship is like, you know, respectable in the future and all that, you know, that's all fine. But still, that seemed a bit inappropriate. I get it's supposed to be a compliment, and, you know, in the future, I guess that's a compliment because, like, you know, it's all respectable and whatever. But I don't know, man, that does still seem a little bit inappropriate. Like, dude, come on. Like, you know, she may be a hooker, but she's still a lady. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
You can live here on Persephone as my personal companion.
You're a generous man.
That is not a yes.
You look gorgeous, dear.
Tell him, Inara. Tell him to piss off.
You see that, don't you?
Atherton.
I mean, he's not wrong.
What?
Still.
Piece of gosa?
Is that like future language, future slang for shit? Is that what that means?
Kaylee?
Look at that little Bo Peep.
Captain.
I think that means yes. It's not, I mean, I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese, but I've seen a few kung fu movies in my time, so pick up a few things.
Do that in public, get herself hauled off.
You cheating bastard.
So are we gonna play cards or screw around?
I know what the doctor wants to do.
This code's easier and I know all the steps.
So this guy, Wash, his real name is Alan Tudyk, which is inappropriate because I feel like he's the type to want to chew pussy instead.
She made you a dress that looks like you bought it in a store.
Of course, your daddy tells me it takes the space of a schoolboy's wink to get you out of it again.
They embarrassed her. He embarrassed them.
Goodness.
But yeah, she does look out of place though. Like from the jump, like the moment she walks in, it was like she looks so out of place. That arm grab don't look good. Yeah, this guy's possessive. Trying to keep Inara all to himself, grabbing her arm like that. Yeah, this guy's a creep. You pay for the pussy, you don't pay for the person. You understand?
Why are you here?
Business, same as you.
And he likes me whether you see it or not.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe likes her a little bit too much.
By the way, the 8010's the same machine. They just changed the plating. Hope no one noticed.
Well, apparently Kaylee does belong there, huh? Okay.
Money changed hands, which makes her mine tonight. No matter how you dress her up, she's still...
What? Man was out of line.
Yeah, he was.
I accept.
The duel will be met tomorrow morning at Kadri Pond.
Oh, why wait? Where's that guard? He collected a whole mess of pistols.
If you require it, any gentleman here can give you use of a sword.
Use of a sword?
You got yourself in a predicament that you can't get out of. You really is some shit, but it's about to get harder.
First off, you'll be put up in lodgings for the night so you don't disappear.
52, 55. That was not how you count at all, is it? Can you believe it actually passed maths? It was a long time ago. I paused to maths and then I forgot how to count. That's life.
Must know how to handle a sword.
I think he knows which end to hold.
Made a nice justification for the punch.
He insulted you. I hit him. Seemed like the thing to do. Why'd this get so complicated?
Yeah, I'm with Captain on this one.
To get simpler.
I never back down from a fight.
Yes, you do. You do all the time.
Well, yeah, but I'm not backing down from this one. I figure you know how, being such an educated woman and all.
I think she handles a different type of sword, you know what I mean?
He said not to do anything.
I say Zoe gets naked.
Nope.
I could get naked?
No. Was somebody gonna get naked?
Skipped off home early. Monograph jobs here and there. Spent some time in the lockdown, but less than you
This is
claimed.
interesting. So she can mimic accents. That part of their experiments they did on her brain.
That there. Exactly the kind of diversion we could have used.
Attack. It takes less than a pound of pressure to cut skin.
They teach you that in Horror Academy?
But he should slap himself at this
Strange
point.
sense of nobility, Captain.
I might not show respect to your job, but he didn't respect you. That's the difference. Inara, he doesn't even see.
Wait, aren't they supposed to like turn around and walk 10 paces? Oh wait, that's pistols, isn't it? Calm down, Captain.
What's he doing?
Fear leads to anger. That's turning him into a pincushion, man. Calm down. Well, in Inara said it's not about speed. No, it's not about strength. It's about speed. And she would know because she probably deals with a lot of people who come quick. That was nice.
Atherton, wait.
Mercy is the mark of a great man.
He wasn't a better man, though.
Guess I'm just a good man.
He got beaten, then the other guy just got distracted. He did not win that fight. He got lucky.
Inara, I should have uglied you up so no one else would want you.
You see, you've earned yourself a black mark in the client registry. No companion is going to contract with you ever again.
He can't bang whores no more.
You didn't have to wound that man.
But can he bang a horse? Oh, I just kept the dress.
I wasn't gonna stay, you know.
Why is that?
Someone needs to keep Kaylee out of trouble. I know my friends are here.
I told you.
Besides,
I told you.
why would I want to leave Serenity?
Alright, so that was episode 4? Shindig? Okay, cool. What do I think of that? Let me try and gather a few quick thoughts to wrap up this video. So, this episode, yeah, I guess it did focus more on Inara's character and the companion world. You got to learn more about, you know, how that works and, you know, how she makes money being on a ship and that she has clients that pay substantial amounts of money. But this one in particular on the planet they went to wasn't just looking for a companionship for the night, but, you know, somebody to own. But then the world that he's from, it seems like they deal a lot in slavery as well. So I guess that kind of mentality is probably quite common there. Or perhaps he just sees it as him being so rich, rather than just having a regular old slave, he can get a companion as his slave and, you know, kind of sees it that. So, you know, still trying to control another person, but someone of, say, higher society value, if that makes sense. I'm probably not using the right words. But, you know, someone who's considered higher up in society, he feels like he's rich enough to even control that person. So it becomes more of a status symbol. Because, you know, anybody can have a regular old slave, but he's got a companion that he's in control of. And I think there's like that ego thing as well. Because I feel like what they're really going for, you know, all jokes aside, well, maybe not all jokes, but jokes aside, I feel like what they're going for is the captain has feelings for Inara that he either hasn't really fully come to terms with. Maybe that's not the right way to describe it. Certainly hasn't let it be known that he has feelings for her. So he's kind of caught between wanting to stay out of her business and, you know, kind of respect that she does this thing and, you know, that he's not and part of, and, you know, he's just too poor to be involved with that kind of lifestyle. He couldn't afford her anyway, right? And, you know, wanting to be, you know, the protector, the man. So there's his own ego in there as well. So it's still ego in both senses. You got the ego of a guy who's trying to control somebody, and the ego of the guy who's trying to protect somebody, but that somebody doesn't necessarily need protecting. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic between, you know, two men. You know, they're both in their feelings about something, they're both in their ego about something, but just in different respects. And I guess it's not necessarily about who's right and who's wrong, although because, you know, that neither of them are really right, neither of them are really right. But I guess it's maybe trying to understand where certain things come from. The Atherton guy, where he's coming from, at least from this episode, because, you know, you don't really see much of him outside of this, but from this episode it seems like he's just coming from a place of entitlement, arrogance, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? Whereas Philly and what's his name, Captain Malcolm Reynolds, he seems to be coming from a place of maybe a bit more compassion and, you know, caring, but we only know it because we've seen him over the last, you know, few episodes to kind of build that character. It's an interesting dynamic what they do with this episode, that, you know, you have this lady in the middle, two men on either side, both coming at it with ego, but just with different motivations of how they're trying to, say, protect somebody. Like, you know, Atherton's ego is trying to give her this life, you know, give her this fancy life at the cost of her being his slave, effectively, in his control, and Reynolds' ego trying to protect her from this world that is, well, can be dangerous, and, you know, did get dangerous today in this episode, but ultimately he can't protect her from something, and at the end of the day it is her choice to be there. She's not like, you know, somebody who's down on her luck and is only turning tricks because she's got no other opportunities, you know, and she's not getting pimped out, you know, she's not getting pumped full of drugs or whatever and forced to go out on the streets and give money to a pimp afterwards, though she's choosing to be in this profession, which at their time is considered a respectable profession. Well, they even have a register, they said, apparently. You've got a register of, companions that if you get blacklisted from, nobody works with you. So it's very much, I guess, like an exclusive club of sorts. Maybe not exclusive to everybody. But you know what I mean? It's something that you have to, I guess, earn to be a part of it. At the very least, there's rules that you need to follow to be within the ability to have a companion. And once those rules are broken, you're no longer able to do so. So there's very much a government. Is that the right word? A government or governing of how companionship works, which is something that I think a lot of people try to campaign for now when it comes to sex work, in particular prostitution. You know, where a lot of countries where it's illegal, all the laws around there are just kind of weird, where, you know, so you have a lot of people trying to campaign for just things like that, or similar to that, where you have more protection afforded to sex workers. Perhaps that was kind of the point they were trying to make. I don't know. This is 20 years ago now. Possible that's one of the things they're trying to do. Or maybe they just wanted to throw some ideas out there and see what sticks. But anyway, that was a cool episode. Let me know what you think of that episode, or let me know what you think of what I just said. Drop any suggestions, recommendations in the comments, send them through and I'll see what I can do. Like, share, subscribe, because we're doing this thing. More videos on the screen. Check out my other channels as well. Be much appreciated. But that's going to be it for the minute. So guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.